Greetings, friend. Timberlake here from Smart Hobbies, the channel that helps you transform a passing interest into a fun and enjoyable hobby. Today we're talking about Sudoku. I'm going to show you how to spot and solve a puzzle that requires the use of a W-wing. So before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my new content. I post Sudoku puzzles every week. And with that, let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I've had some requests of people from the Reddit chat saying, hey, can you show us how to find and look for and solve WWings? And so I'm going to set up my app. I'm using Sudoku. It's a free app. You can download it to use. And I'm going to set it to practice mode. And then I can go down here and you can pick what type of solving technique you want. So I'm going to pick the W-wing. So that means this puzzle, which is hard, click on a new one. It will require the use of a W-wing to solve it. So it's a hard puzzle. It's going to require advanced solving techniques. A W-wing will require you to be able to see the candidates because that's how we eliminate candidates and solve. So what I plan to do is I'm just going to kind of go through and solve this puzzle until I get to the part where you see a W-wing. So some of you may be asking the question, hey, where does this term come from? Does it look like a W? The answer is no, it doesn't look like a W. Every W-wing is going to require using 4 different cells. And when I get to that part, I'll explain a little bit more. So that's where the name comes from. I thought it made the shape of a W when I first heard the term. And so I was looking, it's like, I don't see a W. I do not see how this looks like a W. And it's because it doesn't. Okay, I don't really plan to talk too much about the solving here. One of the points I want to get across is that a W-wing is not something you're going to solve early in the puzzle. It's going to be pretty far down the path. And that's because you have to have quite a few pairs of bi-value cells to choose from before you'll have any that will qualify as a W-wing. 369. You see, I'm just call it trimming. You could be looking for hidden singles, but just the basic techniques here of looking for triples and pairs. We'll trim this down to where we get to a harder point in the puzzle that will require some more advanced techniques to solve. Okay, kind of speed these things up. I will go here and highlight the candidates. Generally, you will find things like an X-wing and solve that well before you get to the part where you'll need the W-wing. And feel free to put in the comments. If you see me skipping something here early on, please let me know. My focus is I'm trying to just get it down to where the W-wing will be needed. But if you're like, hey, Timberlake, I can't believe you missed that, put it in the comments. I call those screamer cells, where you're screaming at the screen, going, hey, why don't you see this? It's a unique rectangle type 7, by the way. All right, pointing pair right here. 2s and the 8s look pretty similar because of these two cells. So how do you know you can start looking for a W-wing? Using this, where it just shows all the buy value cells. And now's a good time to kind of talk through it. So what is the requirement to have a W-wing? Well, first you'll need a pair of matching buy value cells. And so, like you can see, there's a 7-9 and a 7-9 here, 2-8 here and 2-8 here. But the second caveat is those cells they cannot share a house. So this 7-9 and 7-9 are in the same column. So you will not be able to use a W-wing on that. They have to be in a different column and different row and a different block for it to qualify. So if I look through here, let's see, 2, 3, 2, 3, I'll solve that while I'm at it. Like this 1, 3 and this 1, 3, those could possibly qualify because they are in different rows, blocks, and columns. But I'll tell you it's not going to work, and because I'm looking down here, there's a 1 and a 3 here, these will not solve. And I'll explain that a little bit later. This 6-9 and this 6-9 would work. And so the third requirement, you got the matching buy value cells. They have to be in different, they cannot share the same house. And then the third requirement is that one of these candidates, so either 9 or 6, they have to be able to see one of the candidates that has a strong link from the beginning block to the end block. So what I'm saying is this 6 or 9 would have to be able, you have to be able to go down here and find a 9 or a 6 in a different house from the end one. So I need to find a 9 or 6 that have a strong link to get into this block. And so what I look for here is like, okay, are there any 6s along this way that could work out for me? And so there's a 6 here. It doesn't have a strong because there's more than one 6. The 6 here does not have a strong because there's more than one 6 in row 9. Go for the 9s. Same thing. There's more than one 9 here, more than one 9 here. So I don't see any. And that's for the first variant. The first variant is you're basically going from one block to the other, and you're going to have a connection between the two blocks. There'll be something they can see in common as a connection between the two blocks. Second variant would be something along the lines of, and these are harder to see. You're starting here at this 6-9, and then you're going to have something that comes down, and doesn't end in the same block. It may not even begin in the same block, but it would like actually go down in a totally separate block, but it still has a strong link, and then they see each other. Those are the ones that trip me up. I have a really hard time seeing it. And then there's a D variant, and when I get to a D variant, which is the easiest to spot, and it's actually kind of fun when you see one, I'll explain how those work. Okay, so I'm looking here. I think I'm going to kind of go back and see if there's any other eliminations I can make normally before I dig really hard for the WWings. Nothing there. Nothing there. Here we go. Missed that. Let's go back here. So now we have a 5, 6, 5, 6. And so what we know is we can actually eliminate the 6 from here as well. Okay, getting close. Here we go. And again, the point of this is not to find hidden singles. I'm trying to just speed this up a little bit more. So now we have another unique rectangle. I'm going to keep my eye on this 2/8 anyway. So we can eliminate the 2 from here. We can eliminate the 2 from here. So that means the 2's are now pointing pair. So we eliminate the 2 from there, which the only place left for 2 is right there. And then we have an actual, just to kind of show, this is a Y-wing or an XY-wing because there's 3. Here's the pivot, here's the pinchers. So you can eliminate a 6 from any cell that you see. So that can't be a 6, that can't be a 6, that can't be a 6. Making some good progress. I'll go one more time. I said, since they are harder to see, it's actually easier to go through here and look for other combinations, other techniques first before you worry about a W-wing. Should have known when I solved that to come back over here and look for that unique rectangle. A little sloppy on my part, but we solved all the 5's. Okay. And I'd say most tutorials I've seen on this, it's the person starts right away going, hey, here's the W-wing, and they point it out without doing this part. I'm doing this on purpose of showing you how to get to the part you can start looking for one. So I think we're pretty much at that point where it now makes sense to look for the W-wing. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start with the bi-value cells. First condition, like I said, you're looking now for matching pair bi-value cells. I'm going to tell you this 1313 is not going to work. We don't need to worry about it. And again, the 28 and 28 are in the same column. 3636, same column. Don't need to worry about that. The 6939, these 3 9s are in the same column. Don't worry about that. But now, we have one. And so, matching pair, 6969. They do not share this a house. So they're in different blocks, different rows, and different columns. This is going to be a delta variant. So how you spot the delta variant, which is probably the easiest one to see, is I'm looking for these 2 pairs, usually, and they're going to be in a chute, which is 3 blocks in a row. They're in different rows or columns. And then you look over into the block where they're not at. And if you see in the row that's not occupied by either one of these bi-value cells, if you see only one possibility, or cell, in this case, only a 6 can be here in row 8, well, then you know that you have a W-wing. And this is really nice. So here's a thought process. We know that this and this cannot both be a 9. And the reason being is if this was a 9, then that would cover all the 9's in row 9. If this was a 9, also a 9, that would cover all the 9's. There could not be a 9 anywhere here in row 7. So in this block, you'd have no place to put a 9. That's impossible. So we know that one of these has to be a 6. So that's the logic. it works great. So what does that mean? If one of these has to be a 6, we can eliminate any 6 from the cells that both see each other. So in this case, you can see right here, no 6, because those cells in this spot and in this spot. And this is going to be great, because as soon as we eliminate this 6, that's really going to help our puzzle. Because now you got the 7, the 1, 7, 3, the 1, 6. I'll get rid of this because it's just a little distracting right now. And I think you're going to see this puzzle unravel pretty easily. And I never count, but I know it's usually somewhere around the last 18 to 20 cells. And any Sudoku puzzles you solve end up being naked singles. Okay, so we found the W-wing. It was the Delta variant. And again, I didn't name it. That's just what I know it's called. I'm sure there's an Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie variant. We'll kind of get to those too. So the Sudoku solved. How did you do? Did you like spotting that? It was good. So what I'm going to do now is take a break, and I'll come back, and I'm going to do the puzzle. But this time, instead of going all the way through the puzzle and you have to follow me, I'm just going to get to the spot where we find another W-wing. I'll show you how I found it and how to solve it. Sound good? Stay tuned. Okay, we're back. All right, so I created a new puzzle and put it all the way to this point where the next thing you'll need to solve the puzzle is a W-wing. So how do we find a W-wing? So like I said before, you want to go to the bi-value cells. Now we're looking for a matching pair of bi-value cells that don't share the same house. So what I could find was basically these 2 5s. So 2 5, 2 5, and there's also a 2 5 over here. So elimination we'd be able to make would be able to eliminate a 2 or a 5 from this cell right there, because that's something they both see. So kind of working backwards, I go, okay, is there a W-wing with this 2 5 and one of these, and then this 2 5? A W-wing between this 2 5 and this 2 5, and yes, there is. So what we're looking for is, now we have the bi-value cells. Now we're going to look and see, is there a strong link between one of these? It's either 2 or 5 that would see, one sees one cell, one sees the other, and yes, there is. So if you go up here to 5, you go up here, you'll see there's a 5. All right, now does this 5 have a strong link with another 5? And I'll put this in purple. And it sure does. By strong link, that means that this is false, this has to be true. There's only 2 5s in this row. Great. Now, does the end of this one see our 5? It sure does. Right there. So this is your W-wing. So this is your W-wing. And what we know is that we can eliminate a 2 from the cell that these both see. So we can eliminate the 2 right here. Now you're going to say, well, how does that logic work? Well, here's how the logic works. If this is a 2, then you can eliminate the 2 right here. This is a 5, it eliminates the 5 right here. It means the only other place for a 5 in row 2 is right here. So that has to be a 5. If that's a 5, this has to be a 2. So now you can still eliminate 2 right here. So either way, you have to have a 2 in either the beginning or the end cell. That's the logic of the W-wing. Great. So now that we eliminate that, you have a 1 5 1 5. That has to be a 2, 3, 1, and just for funsies, we will solve this one all the way through. I get a lot of satisfaction out of getting all the way to the end of the puzzle. Don't know about you. I don't like solving just one piece of it if I can't solve all of it. Great. All right. So now stay tuned. I'm going to look for another W-wing. Okay. For our next example, pull up a new puzzle. The next step to solve would be for a W-wing. And so look through these for a matching bi-value cells, and what I saw here is this 1 7, and it matches with this 1 7. So now they're not in the same house, so that's good. So we need to see, is there either a 1 or a 7 that has a strong link that can connect the 2? And so if we go up here to the 1 7, we look here to this 7, and there's no way way to connect it, right? It doesn't move here, doesn't move there. If we come up here to this 1, we'll notice that the 1 has a strong link with this 1. And sure enough, this 1 is in the same house as the 7 and the 1, 7. So this would be our W-wing. And if you want to do strong weak links, I recommend watching videos by DX Sudoku or Sudoku Swami. They do a really good job talking about strong weak links. But in this case, the 7 and the 1, there's a strong link here from the 7 to the 1. There's a weak link from this 1 to this 1, strong link from this 1 to this 1, which is critical. So if that's false, that has to be true. And then there's a weak link from this 1 to this 1 and a strong link to this 7. So what we know is that any cells that the 2 orange can see, we can eliminate the 7. So in this case, we can eliminate the 7, that's going to be an 8. And like I've showed you before, if this was a 7, we can eliminate that 7. If this was a 1, then that would eliminate this 1. That would have to be a 1. And so this would have to be a 7, and we could still eliminate the 7 right there. Make sense? And now, the rest of the puzzle will be pretty easy to solve. And so as we get to this one, I think that'll be all the examples I'm going to show. Hopefully, this video helped you understand WWings a little bit better. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought, if you feel like you got some good techniques and ways to find those, and then how to solve them correctly. And if you want more help, I'm going to put a video here as a link that shows me solving another puzzle using a WWing. And also I'll put a link to the playlist so you can review all my videos. I do a lot of advanced, medium, and even easy techniques and strategies for you to use solving Sudoku. Hopefully you can enjoy solving puzzles as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching.